Public Q&A presents AskReddit question. Women of Reddit, what things that men find unattractive about themselves do you find very attractive and why? A goofy laugh. My late husband had a goofy laugh, and I loved making him laugh just to hear it. Are men of Reddit disproportionately upvoting the attributes that they possess? Or am I just way more desirable than I ever realized? My self-esteem assumes the former. I demand for you to assume the latter. I feel like some dudes lack the confidence to wear certain things, or feel they'll look stupid if they dress well. I'm a barista, and we have a group of regular guys who come in. Once one of them was getting teased about wearing gray tailored trousers with a light gray plaid detail. The other guys asked what I thought of them, expecting me to join in, but I just said I thought he looked great, and men should be encouraged to put in a little effort with their clothes. His bum looked okay, hand sign that was nice, honest, and supportive. Smiley face. I bet that really made the guy look a lot better to his friends, and raised his confidence too. When a guy acts really flustered and nervous around me, I think it is cute AF. The last time someone did anything kind towards me, I seriously didn't know how to react. I just sat there, blushing like mad and not knowing what to say. This is such a perfect description of my reaction towards kindness. How do you react to nice people being genuinely nice for the sake of being nice? I just don't know how to react. You don't have to have the body of a lifter or someone who works out a lot to be attractive. I noticed a lot of men feel bad about themselves if they don't have that type of body. I don't want to be buff or super fit, just not fat. I would rather have less of a belly and not have man tits. I think a lot of guys think they have to be all smooth and flirty with women, but I personally find the awkward, shy dorkiness super adorable and attractive. Saving this post to make myself feel better later. If we put most of the comments here together, we have women that are attracted to George Costanza. It must be the summer of George. Hi, my name is George. I'm unemployed and I live with my parents. LOL. Edit, fix the quote. Kramer, do you have a job? George, no. Kramer, you got money? George, no. Kramer, do you have a woman? George, no. Kramer, do you have anything on the horizon? George, no. Kramer, are you getting any action? George, no. Kramer, have you got any conceivable reason for even getting up in the morning? George, well, I like to get the daily news. George, I'm disturbed. I'm depressed. I'm inadequate. I've got it all. My boyfriend specifically becomes self-conscious over his excitement of his hobbies. His last relationship was toxic to the extreme, and she would force him to feel bad for having hobbies outside of her, and for having his attention elsewhere. It was to the point where he was apprehensive to even tell me what he was doing sometimes, because he would worry that I would be mad at him for having a social life. But honestly, I love it. Everything about him and his personality is just beautiful. The way he gets so excited when he calls the climax of the story arc of his new favorite anime, or when he tells me he's listening this podcast of this new man he discovered that talks about anime, and how he loves it. Or when he shows me his new character for D&D, that he's drawing, and goes through the different powers they have, and why he chose them for that campaign. Or how he laughs so hard at his little weepy TikToks that I don't understand, so he has to explain them to me, and he laughs harder. Or even when he's watching subs and I'll ask him what is going on even if I really don't care about it, just to see how big his smile gets when he gets to explain all about this part of this story arc that I truthfully forget about by the next morning. Even if I don't share his passions, I love to see his love for them. And it baffles me to think she ever made him feel so bad for loving the things he loves. Honestly, my boyfriend had similar toxicity in his life, and he would be so scared to even just ask to do things that brought him joy, and it took a while for him to feel comfortable for the basic things. I love hearing about his day, what he's done with friends, what he's working on, whatever book he's reading, you name it. If he's happy and is excited to share about it, I'm excited to hear about it. Nothing is more attractive to me than someone within their element and passionate when opening up about it. This is going to end up as one of those videos narrated by text-to-speech in YouTube, won't it? Edit, fucking hell. It would be funny if this comment gets in the video. I can fucking hear the robot voice that censored fucking so it can gain AdSense, ducking peen, nil hit, with that chill music in the background, while robot is talking coldly like he'll suck your soul from your toes. When they do anything unmanly and are at peace with it. Examples: wearing pink, singing in the car/shower, talking about their feelings, using body washes/shampoos that aren't just the cheap generic for men shit, wearing jewelry, fawning over plants or animals. It shows me that they are mature, comfortable with themselves, and don't equate femininity with inferiority. Okay, wait a second, full stop. Singing in the shower is unmanly. What the? Who doesn't sing in the shower every now and then? When they take care of their appearance, show emotions, or do what they please, not minding people calling them feminine. Like wear fucking sunscreen. Cancer won't make you more masculine, you idiot. Edit, typo yes. Caring about your skin and your appearance is attractive. And caring more about your health than how masculine you seem. Is that a thing? Guys not wearing sunscreen because they think it's feminine. I once got called pussy for using mosquito repellent. But also, I'm from a third world country, so there are way too many narrow-minded people here. You deserve to keep all your blood in your own body. Don't let those stupid insects suck what's yours. Laugh lines and crow's feet. Even when I notice them on men who are in their 30s, I find it very endearing. I love crow's feet on everybody. Smiling eyes are lovely. Is it my walrus laugh? I bet it's my walrus laugh they all love. A good laugh is admitting that they don't know something. A big turn off for me is when a guy pretends they know about something because they think it will impress me or think I'll look down on them for not knowing. It's okay to admit you're unfamiliar about something, and I truly appreciate the honesty behind that and find it incredibly refreshing. I 100% agree. I used to have this problem with my sister, who would pretend to know things I didn't really expect her to because she didn't want to seem dumb. A couple days ago my friend asked me to come by the shop where he's working on cars to sell them for parts, and I was helping him take some stuff out of the car. I asked him how he knew so much about cars that he was comfortable doing something like this on his own. We're 17, and he responded with, I have no idea. I'm just using my grandpa's shop and tools and watching YouTube videos when I get stuck. And I thought it was really cool of him. Took forever to realize he was looking for the ignition wire in the wrong place. The LMAO. There are 4 3-word phrases that make life a whole lot better if you're comfortable saying them. I don't know. I love you. I need help. I was wrong / lick your face suggested adding the 4th, and I like it so bam, added. Edit, holy crap. I think this is my first award ever. I'm kind of glad it was on a serious comment, and not some witty inanity lol. EDIT2, spelling edit 3, whoa, this blew up. Surprised face. All I can say is thank you, kind strangers. I hope you all have a wonderful day. They're real laughs. I think most people have a public and restrained laugh, so to hear a guy laugh without being self-conscious about how giggly or higher pitched they may sound is absolutely adorable. Yes please. My husband has this ridiculous high-pitched giggle snort he does when he lets go. It's so cute and makes me laugh. He doesn't do it much, but when he does, I do everything I can to make him keep laughing. Until he gets lightheaded at least. Goals. I have 3 laughs. My fake laugh, used when something is amusing but not actually laugh-inducing. My moderate laugh, which can be a bit giggly. Usually comes out when engaged in a joke war with friends. Then there's my hysterics laugh. My face looks like I'm either laughing or in excruciating pain. I shake violently. No noise is being emitted, with the sole exception of a squeal on inhale. This can last for up to 7 minutes, before I begin to panic due to my inability to breathe. Messy hair. Ick if men don't like messy hair, or not. I have messy curly hair, but most of the time, I feel like it's too puffy, and makes my head look huge. Same. But I just wish it won't curl when I don't want it to. Average teenager day. Sure, leave it be. Going to a family gathering, pre/post COVID. Just fucking stay where I combed you. What Reddit have taught me is that the sexiest men are short with a dad bod, sweatpants, glasses, and messy grayish hair. You're literally just describing a hungover Danny DeVito. Is that your idea of peak male sexiness? You know what, don't answer that. I mean, he does have a magnum doing. Thanks to you, the first thing I've googled this morning is Danny DeVito penis out of pure morbid curiosity. Edit, it was weirdly disappointing. Disappointing because there was no penis to be seen, and weirdly because why the fuck was I disappointed that I didn't get to see Danny DeVito's penis? Reddit men upvote the comments that describe them. Guys who are awkward or shy. I find most people with those traits to actually be extremely genuine, and hide some great personalities. All they need is a bit more time to feel comfortable. Or they like me and just fucking obnoxious once I get comfortable. That made me chuckle. Sounds like fun to me personally. You say that, but as someone who's extremely introverted, I prefer guys with that personality type. I feel overwhelmed by really extroverted people, so I like guys who like me also need some time opening up. Good luck finding us info. My husband is somewhat of a quiet loner, who in school was never popular or well known. And ick why, but I love that. I love a man who isn't the party dude, or the loud and funny guy. I like intimate conversations and the inside jokes. Quiet guys all the way. As someone who is quiet, at least in public/new surroundings, one of the problems is that I can never establish contact or meet any woman because I don't go to parties, etc. How did you meet your husband? As a fellow quiet guy who has had a couple of long-term relationships, it starts with finding a good friend group full of like-minded individuals that are also not shitty people. And I don't just mean other guys. Make some friends that are girls and put yourself in a position to be in a group that has a history of being a positive space for women to exist in. Every relationship that I've been in besides the one I'm currently in, Thai Bumble Gods, Goddesses, has been with a friend of a friend. Generally, your friends will know other people who either have similar interests or complementary personalities to yourself that you might hit it off with. The only thing you need to do is clean up nice regularly, be genuinely yourself, and keep the self-deprecation to a reasonable, not so serious level. Also, people can and will come to you if they are interested. Keep an eye out for the signs even if you don't see them at first. You got this, dude. Edit, thank you for my first awards, kind strangers, laughing face. Edit 2, a word. I think guys with big/different noses look perfectly fine, nice even. Like a Roman nose looks hella good on men. As a man with large, bent schnozzle, I thank you. Hells, I remember talking to a girl while we were getting coffee. Big noses were her thing, said she'd go for Adrian Brody over Chris Pratt any day. I came here to say that Adrian Brody is beautiful and perfect in every way. When a guy moans during sex. My ex-partners have always liked when I climaxed. I felt subconscious about it until I got married and my wife had the biggest smile on her face after sex, even after I sometimes, finished fast as fuck. LOL, she said she loves it when I come. It's a great compliment, and I think it makes her feel like she's done something amazing. If I'm struggling to finish, it takes me a while usually. One thing that 100% gets me off is if he comes. Which is fun cause then we both usually do at the same time. But it sucks because most guys think they're not allowed to come until I do, overly polite, but I can't be mad, so it's annoying as hell when I'm like, I'm close, just come, and he's like, did you come yet? And I'm like, just come and I will, and he's like, are you sure? And then I just lose it altogether thanks to the conversation. Silence is weird as hell. Even worse is when a guy doesn't say that he came. Give us a warning, for the love of God. It's so awkward when we don't realize, and we are still trying to bounce around on your floppy marshmallow. Floppy marshmallow, that's a new one. LMAO. When they have an interest in reading or express any of their passions really. Edit 1, never stated a why. It's genuinely pleasant to see men, or anyone for that matter, be excited about something they like. It can be contagious, and seeing someone love something with visible enthusiasm without feeling embarrassed makes me smile. Also, I personally love reading, and I don't know many people that read novels. At least the ones that I enjoy. Edit 2, my first award. I don't know what to do with it, but thank you, stranger, smiley face. I make lampshades out of various forms of skin. AMA. Shitty dancing. My BF is the dorkiest dancer I've ever seen. I like to say all 4 of his limbs have a different idea of what dance he's doing. And I swear over and over that his dancing could cure my depression. He just goes for it. I can't watch without the stupidest, most love-filled grin on my face. After the amount of men that have turned me down to dance because they aren't any good, or just timidly go for a safe, 1-step, 2-step shuffles, it's my favorite thing in the world to watch him get really into a song and flail about it. This comment makes me so happy. I am always the worst dancer of the group, but with enough liquid confidence, won't hold back. I hope someone out there finds that attractive one day, LOL. Someone will. On numerous occasions I've been complimented on my flailing about and dumb dance moves, like picking apples, grocery shopping, or starting the lawnmower. For some reason my girlfriend also likes it. Their voice, their gaze when they look at us for the first time, wearing / saying / doing something they appreciate, it is chilling. Showing some vulnerabilities without showing off like alpha males. Because it shows their strength. It takes a lot of guts to show something they consider a weakness, and taking that on. Also, being a bit clumsy. To sum it up, not being an alpha male, expressing feelings, a bit sensitive is my personal turn on. Edit, to anybody who's questioning the alpha male definition, I am talking about the one who play it dominant and always strong, in a kind of toxic masculinity, not allowing themselves to cry, for example. To the ones asking about the gays, I am talking about a dating situation, not passing in a street thing. They're singing. Yes. My husband usually screws around and sings in a silly, obnoxious voice, and it bums me it. The rarity he just sings to sing along to a song he really likes, like you said, a song that makes him happy, it's so awesome. I love men that are sensitive to animals. The ones that get cute and cuddly with kittens and are concerned for their well-being. Also, stockier guys. One of my neighbors is a middle-aged Hispanic dude with a shaved head, goatee, and tons of tattoos. He's kind of stocky and looks like he could kill a bear, and he has this adorable little white poodle. He used to have 2 of them but had to rehome one because they didn't get along. I think that men who aren't nice to animals or feel like certain animals, small dogs and cats, are gay are garbage. This is amazing. And yes, I definitely agree with you. Being soft and submissive sometimes. I want a guy to feel protected when he's with me as much as I want to feel protected by him. I needed support from my ex. When I went to her for it, she attacked me when I was at my lowest. I learned fast that I was still on my own, despite being with her. My ex cheated on me in February. Before that I tried to tell her I was depressed multiple times. Every single time she said meh, whatever, or spammed cat emojis. I'm glad she cheated on me cause I don't think I would have been able to get myself to leave her otherwise. People can be shitty just for the sake of putting someone else down. Don't let that make you not trust someone else. Edit, THX, that was my first Reddit award. PS I've been completely over her for like 2 months. She was so much of a bitch, she made it easy. I don't even need to hate her. She is a horrible person that will attract other horrible people to her and ruin her own life. The guy she cheated on me with is already a scumbag who she treats like property. Are you doing okay now? Yeah, THX for asking. Being a good person. If you have to one-up or put down your friends, you could be the hottest guy in the room by social standards, but if everything out of your mouth is rude and sarcastic, I am out. I will go after the sweet and kind guy every time. What kind of sarcasm do you mean? The kind meant to berate people and make them feel bad. Examples of this would be making fun of someone's appearance or habits, for example. There's cool sarcasm, but it's not means. It usually picks at very minor things, e.g. the color of a water bottle, or how someone picked up a wine glass. Kind of funny. I'm just here to see compliments about big noses. As an adult female, I've come to realize that nearly all men I find sexually attractive have a strong or large nose. I also like a man with some weather on his face, i.e. laugh lines and slash or forehead lines. Mike Rowe is probably the most extreme example. My wife always jokes about this with me. Most celebs or random women that I comment on being attractive all have big noses. My wife has a teeny tiny button nose. Granted, she likes blonde dudes with longer hair, and I've got brown/black hair that I've never grown out before until quarantine, and she asked me to cut it. All people are weird. My boyfriend's nose is on the larger side, and every time we sit together I just stare at his side profile and find it to be the sexiest side profile I've ever seen. Could you tell him that? LOL. I am sure he would appreciate the compliment. Us men rarely get compliments, but we enjoy them a lot. I tell him all the time. He just gives me this sly smile and tells me I'm crazy, but I know he loves to hear it. I love big noses. Both on men and women. The sad thing is that I have kind of a semi-big nose myself, and I don't like it that much. Loudly crying face right here. I have a huge thing for guys with pronounced noses. I don't know why, but I feel like they look like powerful eagles. Plus, they always seem to give a guy's face more character. Or a broken nose, just so endearing to me. Rock that honker babe, same bro. LOL. Mine be looking like the ship from Halo. Edit. First award ever. THX bro. Gray hair. Especially when it's all salt and peppers. My 26-year boyfriend hates his salt and pepper hair, but it gives him a nice mature look. I love it. I think he would hate it less if he wasn't going gray in his 20s. I'm 25 and going gray. Sucks ass. Sad face. My last GF let her hair go natural. OMFG. White with super pale blonde twists, dark underneath. People would always comment on how hot it was. I'd love to post a pic, but she wouldn't appreciate it, I'm sure. Edit. Here's a pic with just her hair. Much more nuanced colors than I can show, but it was mind-blowing hot. Yeah, I'm getting some salt and pepper at 49. It's actually kind of cool. The twisty white hairs give some volume to my longish hair and flashes of blonde. Never going to color it. Once we hit 40 plus, men and women both look fake with colored hair. Just rock it. I'm pretty excited about going gray, but it's taking forever. Apparently, redheads take the longest to go gray. I like bookish, sensitive guys. I live in the American Midwest, where so many men are loud and proud that they don't read, don't do anything cultural or artistic, aren't open to trying things. Yoga is probably the best example, but honestly, I've met all sorts, won't try French food, won't go for a non-sexual massage, won't drink wine, etc., etc. Because it makes them gay. That has always been a huge red flag for me in a partner. Edit. Sorry guys, flattered by the personal messages, but I'm already married. I tried yoga once when first dating my girlfriend, now wife. I literally couldn't walk upright afterward. You know how people do that and say, I didn't know my body could bend like that. Well, mine doesn't. She got a kick out of it though, that I was willing to try it to make her happy. You just went too hard, my dude. You can't go ham on your first run, you got to ease into it. It was a basic class. I had the helper block, sometimes too. As a Midwestern dude, I wish I knew girls like you. All the girls around here like those loud, skull-chewing truck boys. All I want is someone open-minded and interested in things. Long hair, being short, and being gentle/soft-spoken. I love emotional guys who are sensitive and can show their feelings, be it good or sad. I love comforting them, and it makes me feel as if they trust me, too. And long hair is just fucking hot. Never been able to get a date with short hair, apparently, I just can't be attractive, tried so many styles. Women come out the woodworks when I grow it long, shoulder length. The woman I'm dating now is a cosmetologist and locked onto my dating profile for the hair. Smiley face. Guys, date a pro, she'll make you look like $1 million. I've dated several men who bragged about not being good dad if we had kids together. I seriously hear this all the time. You'll be doing all the diaper changes when we have kids. Like it's too gross for a guy to do. It's not manly. I don't know. It's even worse because I'm a nanny, so some guys just expect that I like doing all that stuff. When in reality I don't know a single lady who thinks being a good father is unattractive. My boyfriend was just holding his baby cousin once, and it was the best thing in the world. I could not keep my hands off him when we got in private. Babies give me anxiety when they stare at me for minutes on end. You have to stare back to establish dominance, and then they laugh in your face, the devious bastards. A giant is holding them, and they are too uncoordinated to sit up yet. I'd be trying to see if you're a threat yet too. I second this. I've talked to a lot of my female friends, and seeing a guy in public take care of his baby, carrying it in those shoulder things, feeding them food from a container, rocking them around when they are crying, is so attractive. It makes us think, I would definitely want to have a child with a guy so invested in his child. For me, guys who are not open to do any child care is such a turn off. It makes me doubt ever wanting a kid with them. After reading the comments. Short guy ballot box with checkmark, chubby ballot box with checkmark, cries a lot ballot box with checkmark, nerdy ballot box with checkmark, small dick ballot box with checkmark, virgin ballot box with checkmark. Yep, I'm a chick magnet. Save some pussy for the rest of us. I mean, he did say he was a virgin, so I think you're good. Was? Sorry you need to be balding, and also salt pepper for what little hair you do have. What you have just doesn't make the cut. Being short. I'm short, so I enjoy actually being able to reach their faces. Edit, I'm 5'1". How short is too short though? I'm only 5 feet, 1.5 m, tall, and boy is it slim pickings out there. The number of women that have said I would be perfect if only I were taller is a depressing number. I try to be confident, but it's just such a huge barrier. I'm a woman, and if I stand up straight, I'm 5 feet 3 inches, maybe 4. It would be a neck saver if I dated a short dude. Making out is hard with someone nearly 6 feet tall. I did once date a guy over a foot taller than me, not practical. If there's not an extreme difference, like a foot or more, height has never been an issue for me. Plus, I like being the big spoon. I'm sorry you and other short dudes are picked on for your height. It's incredibly disheartening to hear a girl say you're too short for them, similar to how it would be crushing to a girl if a guy told her she was several cup sizes too small for him. Maybe it is a valid preference, but one best kept private. Some women brag about refusing to date short men, or make hurtful remarks directly to short men. Sure, people will say, just don't date those girls, but this is deeper than dating. We short men have self-esteem too, and the comments some people get away with can absolutely shatter it. I'm 5'6", which means I am still as tall or taller than a lot of women, but unfortunately it seems at my age, early 20s, it's often the case that the shorter the gal, the taller they want their date to be for some reason. Makes no sense to me, but there you have it. Your take is refreshing. Can I just say thanks for speaking up so eloquently about this? I was the shorty in a group of giants which really sucked any fun out of dating. Thank you. I'm a short guy and more than once that's been the deal breaker on a date. Edit. I'm 5'6" and small. I usually dated tall men, and when I met my now husband he was sitting down. I enjoyed our first conversation so much and was thinking, oh man, this guy is just my type. Then he stood up and I realized he was exactly my height, 5 feet 6 inches. I hesitated for half a second in surprise and then thought, fuck it. Don't care. He's hot as hell, makes me tingly, smart as a whip, and is perfect for me in every way. If a chick is hung up on your stature, maybe she isn't your type. My BF has been on the chunky side, and I actually really like it. He is so conscious of it and doesn't believe me when I say he's so handsome. Of course, I support him if he wants to get healthy because I do too. But I really enjoy it. As he says to me when I was heavier, more cushion for the pushing. This thread has significantly helped my self-esteem. Their voices when they sing. Yes. I love that so much no matter how bad they are at singing. Just knowing they're singing because they're happy makes me so happy. You haven't heard me sing yet. I feel you. A friend muted me one time, we were in a Google meeting. My most upvoted comment is about my bad singing. I'm honored to bring you guys joy through my misery. Do your karaoke in Google meetings. Where do you work? I sing when I'm sad too, is that okay? I used to sing very high, like Evanescence high, even after my voice supposedly dropped. But I got a lot of snide comments about how I sounded from coworkers/partners. General consensus was I was good, but my high range made them uncomfortable. I dropped to low range and can't really sing out of it anymore. Can't do a lot of the high angelic stuff I love. Brother, don't let them clip your wings. Be as angelic as you want, it sounds awesome and your natural voice was probably awesome too. Think Adam Levine, Prince, John Legend, etc. Those boys sing falsetto, and you know they are all getting some. Sing it loud and proud. The Weeknd sings a beautiful falsetto. Own that. You may be a very rare voice type called a countertenor. It's a male voice with a very developed high range. It's an ethereal sound and very beautiful. Do some YouTube searches for countertenors and know that you aren't alone. Showing feeling and emotions and being able to express and talk about them. I want you to tell me how you truly feel about everything, don't try and hide it from me. Also, when they're not super ripped and even have a bit of a belly. Don't get me wrong, if they're super ripped, that's great, but if they're not, I'm cool with it and I actually prefer it. It makes me feel so much less insecure about myself knowing that he's not in tip-top shape, and I'm not either. And they're also so much better to cuddle with, and have nicer sweatshirts I can steal. If anyone touches my sweatshirt, I will hunt you down and break you. Get your weapons ready then, it's going to happen. Why not prepare with extra hoodies instead? Maybe even have one or two a size larger than normal. White heavy checkmark decoy hoodies have definitely been purchased in my house. Smiling face with open mouth and tightly closed eyes, so much less insecure about myself knowing that he's not in tip-top shape, and I'm not either. Yeah, I like a woman with imperfections. Too perfect is off-putting because of what you said, and people like that are often a bit much into themselves. Apologizing if you make a mistake. I know a lot of men are self-conscious about losing their hair, and I'm here to say own it. I dig bald guys. If your hair is really thinning, just shave it and rock it. Trust me, bald is so much more attractive than trying to style your hair to hide thin spots. All that does is draw attention to it, honestly. Bald men are hot. I stand by this statement. I made the mistake of showing my boyfriend how to use a hand mirror to see the back of his head, and he discovered how thin his hair really was. He was devastated, and I felt like I'd opened Pandora's box. I always thought he still looked good, and I'm sure most people didn't think twice about it, but he felt like he looked like he was trying to deny that he was balding. My friend did this, saw himself on a CCTV screen from above and announced, "Who's that bald bastard?" before realizing it was him. How long was the awkward silence? It felt like an eternity. Ending with a very quiet, "Oh no," from said bald bastard before we all bust into a fit of hysterical laughter. Ever seen Norsemen, when Jarl Varga's hair starts thinning? At least he didn't react like that. Well, he was going to figure it out sooner or later. Hope he takes the cold bath bravely. Just don't mention it and stay positive. Compliment him on other things, and if he's really dwelling on it, you can always remind him that everyone has some aspect of their physical appearance they wish they could change. Being insecure about it just makes things worse. I have a few friends that try to hide it under a hat, but that just makes things so much worse and draws attention to the insecurity, which begins to define them in a way. Also, the only people who are always checking hairlines are other balding dudes. Most people are too busy thinking about their own insecurities to judge a balding guy. It happens to most men, so how he going to deal with it? Like the sad that people. Or like Bruce Willis. The less of it there is, the shorter it should be. I have followed this philosophy since I cut my long hair off in 04 and passed it on. Having hair on your chest/shoulders/back/face, etc. It is sexy. You don't need to shave it or wax it off. Hair is good and cool, and makes you look like a human being. On the other side of this, men who can't grow a beard and feel shamed by the popularity of beard culture, you are beautiful too. Tummy of all sizes. And I'm laughing at both of these. My wife calls me her Wookie because I'm so hairy. We nicknamed our first child Yuak before he was born because we were convinced he'd come out covered in hair. He wasn't, but now that he's a teen, it's obvious that he takes after me. I also am a bit overweight. I've gone back and forth for years. I actually lost 50 pounds some years back, and for the first time in my life, people told me that I looked too skinny. I was still technically overweight. I'm currently trying to shed some COVID-19 weight. Being trapped at home can be stressful, and when I'm stressed, I bake. Then, there are all these delicious goodies to eat. Let's just say that it's not conducive to the scale going down. We just finished up the 2 chocolate chip cookie cakes I made because we had eggs that were going to go bad. I love seeing all the other women who have the same taste I do in men. I was always teased for the guys I had crushes on growing up. I like guys that are a little chubby. You don't need to be ripped or sculpted. Just look healthy and happy. That's really attractive. Oh, and short guys. I have a thing for little fellas. Let me at M. Potato let here, thank you, smiley face. Men who are taking care of babies or young kids. Average looking guy plus baby carrier equals exceptionally hot. Control F small penis fuck as a woman with vaginismus, bless small to average dicks. Inbox detonates in 5, 4, 3, 2, at least something the guys can fill up. Oof. Come on, dude. You didn't have to fucking murder us like that. The size of a dude's penis is so far down on my list of things that make him attractive. Honestly, it's not even on my list unless you ask me to put it there. Put it there, it's already there, sad face. I would say it's more like it doesn't matter as long as it's somewhat normal, because we're attracted to the guy and not his penis. Is how a girl's vagina looks on the top of most men's priority list. Probably not for as long as I've owned a penis. I never thought about it from that perspective. Honestly, from my experience, a lot of dudes with huge dicks suck at sex because 1, it can hurt, and 2, they think they don't need technique or foreplay because of their monster doing. Control F penis, you'll find what you're looking for. Lots of women just straight up don't care. Completely honestly, I am actually very attracted to small penises. First of all, they've always resulted in more pleasurable sex, giving oral and receiving vaginal for me. There's less risk of hitting the pain-sensitive cervix, so the sex can be more uninhibited. And I feel like a blowjob goddess, and like I'm truly pleasuring him. Secondly, I just find smaller penises aesthetically nicer than huge monster ones with enormous veins. Huge dicks are immediately intimidating, and a turn-off for me. So don't be discouraged. There are absolutely wonderful things about small penises, and they deserve all the love. Most girls don't give a single flying fuck about size, smiley face. So glad somebody said it. I'm always afraid to give this take because I feel like people will think I'm being sarcastic or something. Making noise during sexy times. That feeling when you realize girls can be attracted to all sorts of things, and yet no one finds you attractive in real life. Same, but as a girl, yep. I can get high on some comments here. But in real life it's pretty diff. I'm starting to think people here are living in another universe. But again, I live on another continent, LMAO. I think it's like we're real women, but partly I wonder if we are more prone to staying home and not getting out much, which means you'd have to find us online. That's literally the only way I met 95% of all men I dated, including the man I married. Also, I have sadly found a lot of guys that complain girls don't like them might be actually upset that 10/10 girls don't like them. I am not saying this about you, but it's a trend I noticed. Less hot girls usually have a much more open mind for looks, as long as men will have an open mind about their looks too. Not saying you fit into this group, but it's something to keep in mind. Smiley face. HMM, I think that 10/10 looks thing also applies to other personality traits. I can be a bit abrasive or condescending when I'm angry, but I don't mean to. I shouldn't expect my partner to be perfect either. I really should lower my expectations while also trying to work on my problems. I feel like all guys think that we just want muscular dudes that are 6'0 plus. Squishy guys with a little fluff are adorable. A lot of girls do prefer if the guy is the same height or taller than them, but not all. If you're 5'6 and she's 5'3, she'll probably see you as tall. If she's 5'6 and you're 5'5, she'll find you just as cute. What if I'm 5 feet 5 inches and want to date a girl who is 6 feet 3 inches? That's called climbing fuck mountain. You're going to need determination, and I suggest doing it when there is a good amount of rain, as those dry days make ascending tough. Also, if you haven't climbed it before, I suggest taking a raincoat. Start reaching for the stars, my man. This hasn't been mentioned, so I'll mention it. Nerds. My husband is nerdy when it comes to the things he loves and gets so passionate and loves certain things. To see the passion in his eyes makes me happy because he's happy. Keep talking about the Marvel Universe, your sexy chunk of a man. I will always listen. This as long as they reciprocate. I dated a guy who was super nerdy about Star Wars and music and stuff, but the minute I'd talk about the music or video games I was into, he was immediately disinterested or thought it was stupid. He was always the one educating me, never the other way around. Reciprocation is definitely best. My wife knows a lot about the video game industry because of me. She plays more games than she ever did before and can be an active participant in a conversation with professional artists and game designers. On the flip side, I can now tell a lot about a knitted garment at a glance. I can tell quality yarn, name stitch patterns, guess yarn weight, and even name some of the podcasters she listens to. We definitely don't share the full depth of knowledge in each other's interests, but even 10% goes a long way. If you care about someone, you should at least try. I wish my girlfriend were like that. I mean, she usually is when it comes to stuff both of us like, but when I want to talk about stuff I'm really into but she doesn't, she just starts with the, I don't know those stuff, sorry, or I don't know what to tell you. I don't know if I'm too passionate about my nerdy stuff, but I would like at least a bit of interest. Edit. Thanks for the advice. It's much appreciated, more considering I'm not a guy with a lot of friends to talk to. I definitely talk with her about it. You know, I felt like I acted the same a while back. Sometimes I just wasn't interested. If you don't want unsolicited advice, look no further. I'm sure she's amazing in other ways. When you want to talk to her about something she's uninterested, start off with, "Can I tell you something I'm passionate about / I want to talk to you about." This implies that you want her to hear you, without just casually speaking. It shows you want her to listen and respond, even ask possible questions. Sometimes slight differences in wording can be beneficial in a conversation. It definitely depends on the person, so maybe think of ways to have her engage in the conversation, like facing her, taking away distractions, pausing the TV, etc. I know it might not be that big of a deal, but if it is to you, even talking with her upfront can be beneficial to you. This is some good advice I could use. Thank you. Yep. I know more about Magic the Gathering than I've ever wanted to know because it's my nerdy husband's hobby. But he sure is super fucking sexy when he talks about it, and when he plays. Doing things that you like but are associated with the opposite gender roles, like painting your nails or ordering a fruit-based cocktail at the bar. It shows that you're super comfortable in your masculinity, and don't feel the need to prove anything to anyone. Don't fake it, mind you, but if there's things you genuinely like or are interested in, and aren't afraid to express that, even if some people might raise their eyebrows, it's definitely cool. I usually use women hair products and lotions / creams. Good thing about it is that I can share with any GF. I also love sweet perfumes, unisex ones, or even women perfume I feel I can rock. I smell like Earl Grey, London fog, wafers and lemon bars. Being 5 feet 2 inches, I like shorter guys. Own it and don't be self-conscious because you're not 6 tall. Dad bod is a total turn on. A belly and a little extra weight, yep. I'll take that. I'm legit shocked at how many women say this about the belly. Upvoting to possibly help my self-esteem. I'm sure you're amazing, sir. But I hate to break it to you, Asians are very real. /s. Wow. You are still with us. Thanks for being such a nice person. As long as you are here, why not like this video and subscribe to our channel? Also, you can press the bell icon, so you won't miss any future uploads.